Join me as I dive into this addictive hack for motivation and see if you can stick with it for one whole week. Like always, I want to begin with the story to make sure we're both on the same page. Meet Sarah. She's an ordinary person who, like many of us, faced life's ups and downs. A few years ago, she found herself feeling unfulfilled in her job, lacking the motivation to pursue her passion for painting. It was easy to brush off these dreams under the weight of everyday responsibilities. Sarah often thought about those big canvases waiting for her, but she felt trapped in the routine of her 9-to-5 job. One rainy afternoon, while cleaning out her closet, Sarah stumbled upon an old art supply box. Tucked inside was a sketchbook filled with her artwork from college. As she flipped through the pages, a wave of nostalgia washed over her. Each drawing reminded her of the joy and excitement she felt when she was creating art. In that moment, something clicked. She realized how much she missed painting and how important it was to reclaim that part of herself. Instead of letting the weight of her full schedule hold her back, Sarah made a decision. She would dedicate just 15 minutes a day to painting. It seemed like a small commitment, but she figured it was manageable. So she pulled out her brushes, set up her easel in the corner of her living room, and started to create. At first, it was difficult to stay focused, but slowly those brief sessions turned into minutes filled with color and creativity. Over time, those 15 minutes transformed not only her evenings, but also her mindset. She began to notice that her mood noticeably improved after those little bursts of creativity. The stress from work started to fade as she poured out her emotions onto that canvas. It was her form of therapy, a way to channel everything she was feeling into beautiful art. Before long, Sarah was not just painting in her spare time, she was reigniting her passion. The more she painted, the more energy she felt. And the more energy she felt, the more she became inspired. What had started with a few minutes had blossomed into a substantial commitment. Sarah began to participate in online art challenges, engage with other artists on social media, and even showcase her work in local galleries. Those 15 minutes had turned into an enriching experience that brought her both joy and fulfillment. Sarah's story is a great example of what motivation looks like, or what a motivation hack looks like, and how it can change our circumstances. You know, we've all been there trying to get motivated to tackle that to-do list, crush the workouts, or simply get out of bed in the morning. And let's be real, staying motivated can be a real challenge. But what if I told you there's a method out there that's so effective, so addictive, and so simple that it might just seem too good to be true? Real facts. Motivation is a tricky thing. One day you're on top of the world, ready to take anything, and the next minute you're struggling to get out of bed. And let's not even talk about the procrastination that comes with it. You know, that feeling of, I'll just check my phone real quick, and before you know it, hours have passed scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on social media, and you've got nothing done. We've all been there, and traditional methods of staying motivated often fall short. You set a goal, you make it, you make plans, and yet somehow you just can't stick to it. Something comes up. That's because traditional methods often focus on the end result rather than the process. They focus on the goal rather than the habits that lead to achieving that goal. And let's be real, it's the habits that are the hard part. It's easy to say, I want to lose weight, or I want to start a business, but it's a lot harder to actually do the daily work that it takes to achieve those goals. After that, where the motivation hack come in? They're the little tricks and techniques that help you build those habits, that help you stay on track and help you achieve your goals. One of my favorite motivational hacks is the Ponderosa technique. You know, where you work in focused 25-minute increments followed by a 5-minute break. It's amazing how much productive how much more productive you can be when you're in short breaks, focused bursts. Instead of trying to do everything at one time. It's about momentum. When you're working on a task and you're getting into a flow state, and the last thing you want to do is stop. And that's exactly where the Pomodoro technique helps to avoid. You get into a flow state, you work for 25 minutes, and then you take a break before getting back into it. Another hack is the love technique, the 2-minute rule. It's where if you take a task, it can be done in less than 2 minutes. You do it immediately. It's amazing how much stuff you can get done when you're not putting it all off. When you're putting it off, you're not putting it all off, you're putting some of it off. And you're getting those little parts done at a time. It's about building momentum as well. So when you're checking off tasks left and right, you start to feel like you're on a roll. And that's exactly what you need to do to stay motivated. But there's one hack that stands out above everything. That one hack that's been scientifically proven to increase motivation and productivity. And that's the power of accountability. When you're working towards a goal and you're being held accountable by someone else, you're exponentially more likely to succeed. And it's just not about the fear of failure, it's about the desire to succeed. When you know someone is counting on you, you're going to push yourself that much harder to achieve your goals. I've seen this hack in action time and time again. Whether it's a workout buddy, a study group, or just a friend who's checking in with you daily, accountability is the key to staying motivated. And it's not just about the end result, it's about the habits you build along the way when you're being held accountable. You're more likely to show up day in and day out and put in the work that it takes to achieve your goal. So, is this hack too good to be true? I don't think so. I think it's the key to unlocking your full potential and achieving your goals in a way that's sustainable and effective. And if you're feeling stuck or struggling to stay motivated, I highly recommend giving it a try. I want to thank you for watching Mustard Seeds. If you got a favorite motivation hack that you use to stay on track, I want to hear about it. Put it in the comments below. And if you're looking for more productivity tips and tricks, be sure to check in on my page because I plan on making a video about the top 5 productivity habits soon. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. Take care, Mustard Seeds. Y'all have a great day and keep your head up. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.